everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another fabulous speed build. Today you are witnessing what I would refer to as my most recent masterpiece. Maybe not the best build ever, but for me, I did a pretty good job in my personal opinion. I'm sure you can tell, judging by the title and thumbnail of this video, what we are building today, but we are building a coastal ranch. I'm talking old money, thoroughbreds, jumping riders, very bougie, like, you know, I kind of wanted like a mix of Dennis Quaid's character from Parent Trap in his like vineyard vibe meets East Coast meets Horse Ranch expansion pack, because you guys know I love that pack. I didn't know I would like it as much as I did, but in my personal opinion, which is really all that matters when I talk to myself and my camera and I contemplate my decisions, but I really like the Horse Ranch pack, even though it's not something I would necessarily gravitate towards in terms of build style and even gameplay. I don't really play a lot with animals, but let me tell you something. The moment someone in chat says, get a horse, I'm like, does this have nothing to do with what we're doing? Let's get a horse anyways. And I love naming them funky things. I've had several horses named after my dog Peach, because she's an icon and a legend and just like the best thing ever. And yeah, so that's what we're doing today. It's a little bit different. I'm building in the world of Brindleton Bay, which is of course the world that came with Cats and Dogs, and the lighting in this world is not very quintessential. It is at best, but it fit the vibe, and I like the idea of like in the background of my screenshots you could see the lighthouse, and then if you're in game and you actually play like and you turn up the UI sounds, you can hear like the seagulls and the harbor, and I just think that's like really cute and fit the vibes. This build, however, is not a limited pack build. I apologize for that, but I just posted a limited pack build. Build a base game starter. What's better than that? I have a whole series dedicated to base game starters on this channel, so like, I apologize, but like, let me live my life. And I actually built this house. I don't want to say inspired by, as I was trying to like recreate the photo, because I've done that a few times with some other videos of mine, which I can link at the end of this video if you want to see me take on a couple Pinterest challenges. But I did have some inspo photos from Pinterest, and it took me a really long time to really go for it, because it looked great on photo, but in The Sims it didn't. And I was going back and forth. I was like, should I just do like my basic bitch white siding, you know, plain windows that I always do. Every time I build a coastal house, it's a blue bitch. This is no different. It is still blue. Blue is the accent color. It is the best freaking swatches in the game are blue. Blue or green. That's all I have to say. But I finally just like pulled trigger, went for it, and we ended up with like this beautiful brown, I don't know what they're called because we don't have houses like that where I'm from. I'm from Florida. So we have like a lot of stucco. We don't have like the cute little things, but it's very cute. It's giving Nantucket summer vibes. It's giving beach house, old money, rich. We love her. And I put these really pretty blue awnings all over the place. And then I actually built this on a 50 by 50 lot, and at first I was like, holy shit, I am freaking out, because the house is big, but when it was on the lot I was like, this is not a big freaking house. So all in all, on the entire lot, because I did cut some stuff out, I cut out almost all the landscaping because you guys did not want to see that, I promise. It was a long freaking haul. There's a pond, a barn with an upstairs apartment that if you have for rent, you could actually rent it out, but like for gameplay, storytelling purposes, I imagine there is like a barn hand who stays there and helps take care of the horses, and the barn itself sleeps 4 horses. Then there's a detached garage with a boat out front. I used a boat from Debug. I was like, am I a fucking genius or what? I was having a lot of fun. It was like 3 a.m. I had Parent Trap playing on my phone. I was being an iPad kid while playing The Sims. It was my favorite thing, okay? Just leave me be, guys. But there's a gym in the detached garage, and then the overall house, I believe, ends up being 4 bedrooms. 5 bedrooms and 3 or 4 bathrooms. I don't know. I built this like a few weeks ago, and like I said, the delusional energy was setting in, and I was pre-recording when I built this, so it was a little stressful. And then ultimately we end up with 2 different pastures. There's a larger one for the training, and that has like the jumping thingies, I don't know what they're called, the jumps and the barrels, and then there's another like smaller portion, and I honestly put that in there because the front of the lot just looked empty, but I put a ball in there, so I imagine that's like playtime. Like, And if you wanted, you could definitely add like a chicken coop, or you could even get a cow barn, because I did not actually end up putting those in this build because they weren't matching the vibes. And this was all about aesthetics, all about vibes. I was just, whatever felt right, put it in. Then there is a huge garden and a pond in the back, and then there's a beautiful round pool that you did not see me build because I did not build it. I have built a round pool before. I love them. I don't know why we can't just do that in The Sims. EA, Sims team, if you're listening to this little simmer and her little channel in this little corner of the internet, and you are made it this far into me yapping, I would love some round pools, please. And I don't mean the kind that I have to like MacGyver and then use debug and then it takes 5 million years. So what I did do is go in the gallery and filter my rooms and type in round pools, and I just plop that motherfucker in, and it looked fantastic. So I cannot take credit for that round pool. I saved so many to my library. I don't remember who made it, but they're literally, it was a lifesaver. It was a game changer. I was like, we actually are going to do it. And I think it really, this sounds so stupid, but I think it really like kind of made the backyard because it's different and it was really pretty, and it just had the vibes. Okay, again guys, the vibes are what we're always going for. But as you can see, as the build is starting to come together, there's like a lot of blue accents everywhere between the awning, and then the barn is actually white with like the blue doors and the blue shutters, and I just think she's beautiful. And I love the way she came out. She's available on the gallery. I don't remember what we named her to put on the gallery, but when we do the tour at the end, I will definitely like make sure I tell you guys where my little coastal ranch is on the gallery, what it's called, blah blah blah. You know her, you love her. Anyway, so we talked about the build a little bit. We got about 6.5 minutes of build time talking. That is really good for me, okay? I want to tell you about my devastating day I had the other day. So, I work at a line dancing nightclub. For those of you who don't know, I drop it a lot because it is one of my fun facts, okay? So, I went to work a happy hour shift, which is like 2 to 7:30. And then typically on the night I do that, I go back, I come home, let my puppies out, change, because I don't go to happy hour in like a full beat like I would for work, let alone like with my little butt cheeks hanging out or nothing. I like wear jeans and like hang out, and there's like 5 people who come. It's not a big deal. And so on my way to work, I don't work in the best area, okay? Not somewhere I would just free ball by myself at night. But it's broad daylight, and out of nowhere, it's a busy road. A little Swedish Snooki bear runs across the road. And being the woman I am, I already have dog treats that I keep in my car. I don't want to answer for that. This is not about me right now. So I skirt down this freaking alleyway, and I'm trying to catch this little Swedish Snooki bear because they look like they were limping. It's like 1,000,000 degrees out because I live in Florida, and it's freaking June, and it's hot, and it's 2 in the afternoon, and I'm trying to catch her, and she did not want anything to do with me. So, you know, naturally I fall into hysterics, and I cry for like half a second because I'm thinking about my Swedish Snooki bears, who are both rescues, and I call the animal shelter, or not the animal shelter, I called animal control, which is a county-run animal control, which feeds into the county shelter. Couldn't get a hold of them. I'm calling. I'm like, do I call the non-emergency police line? Which they're not coming. Like I said, we're not in the best area. And this is like a dog in broad daylight. Like, I've called the non-emergency line before for like, I can't say an actual emergency because I would have called 911. 4.5 hours it took to get someone there. So like, you know, it's not an emergency. And I had to get to work. So, call up my friend. I said, hey, I like drew on the map. I said, there's a dog here. You come find it. And he's like, yeah, like I'll come see if I can like catch the dog. And he goes, he looks, and he's like, yeah, no cigar, like, but someone probably picked her up. Like, you said she was sweet, she was cute. Yeah, okay. And it really bothered me, so I leave happy hour. I left a little early. So I pull out, probably about 7 o'clock, right at the light where she initially ran when I was on the way. She runs back. Now I'm on the hunt. I don't have to work. I spend the next 45 minutes, probably not in a safe situation. There was a man on a bicycle without all of his teeth who told me I was beautiful several times in not the nicest, like, I mean, I guess it was nice, but it like, gave me some heebie-jeebies, and he was, like, helping me look for the dog, but I think he was just kind of creeping on me. If he wasn't, I apologize. This is my formal apology. I'm just telling you what the vibes were. Not good. They were not quintessential. Looking for, and I found her, and, like, thank God I chased her into a neighborhood, because, like, at least the likelihood of her getting, like, hit by a car is, like, a little bit less. But all I could think is that I had seen this dog, like, 5.5 hours ago, and I know for a fact she hasn't had any water since. She hasn't eaten since I've seen her. So, like, God knows, this poor thing. So I call the animal control again, and she wouldn't get in the car. She was super scared. And my mom tried to make me feel better by being like, well, like, if she was that hungry and she was that tired, she would have jumped in your car. I was like, Mom, maybe she's just a street smart pookie and knows better than to get in the car with strangers. But I'm kind of worried that she was dumped, because, like, the area we're in is, like, it's like you have the main road and then you have, like, houses and suburbs kind of behind. And a lot of people have dogs that wouldn't necessarily, like, just get out. I don't know. The way she was running around, it was like she was looking for something, and I feel like she was dumped, and my heart still hurts for it. So I put the entire bar staff on the prowl. I took a picture of her running down the road. She's like a gray little sea lion, sweetie Snooky bear. She seems very sweet. She was definitely afraid of me, but she did not bark. Sent it in the work group chat. I said, guys, keep your fucking eyes peeled. Can I have another dog? No. But could I get this sweetie Snooky in some AC and some water and, like, get her into a rescue? Absolutely. I'm a good Samaritan sometimes. I am also a menace to society other times. But sober at broad daylight, typically I'm a good Samaritan. And I've been thinking about this dog. So, if I capture it, just know, if anyone's looking for a dog, let me know. But it has really been bothering me. Like, I've been trying to accomplish all this stuff the last few days, and it's on my brain. I've been thinking about her, and I went back a little bit earlier just to see if I drove around the same area, if I could find her. She's obviously hanging out in, like, a certain area. Still didn't find her. I followed up with animal control, and when you call the animal control from my county, it's like a county hotline, and they can direct you to, like, a bunch of stuff. The tax collector's office, passport office, animal control, animal shelter, like, all the things. And I asked the lady, and she's like, I can transfer you through, but, like, I did your case, like, I had my case number. She's like, I'm the one who took this the other day over the phone. She's like, all I do is, like, do the case, take the description, take the address, send it over, and then, like, whatever happens after that, like, I have no control over. And I was like, oh, okay. So she transferred me over. I didn't get through to anyone. I just want someone to go pick up this little sweetie Snook so they don't have to live in the trash, and they don't have to be tired and hot and sad forever. Or hit by a car. Obviously, this is really weighing on me. But, yeah, that's been, like, the biggest trauma I've had in my life. And then, on other words, I got my work computer, right? So I got a big girl job. Slay. For those of you who've been here for a while, you know what a freaking task that was. And for any new grads out there, or anyone just, like, looking for a new job, you know what it's been like. Sucky. Really, really sucky. But I got a big girl job. Very proud of myself. Vision board. Lots of manifestation onesies. Post-it around my desk. Like, you slayed, kind of. So I get my computer, and I'm opening it up, and I'm, like, kind of freaking out, because it's one of those Dell computers, but it's like a touchscreen, so it kind of folds over into, like a tablet sort of deal, I guess. I don't know, because I only got the stylus and the keyboard. And my boss, like, texted me. He's like, hey, like, just wondering, like, how you, like, you set up your email, you set up your computer. I was like, so I set up my email. No worries. Did everything I could about my computer. So, like, it doesn't have, like, a screen. And I was like, I've been so nervous to start my job, because I just feel like I'm going to be fired, or, like, I'm not going to do a good job, which is definitely some imposter syndrome I'm dealing with. And I need to get the frick over that, because I'm slay. That's also on a post-it note right over here. Get over yourself, Tiana. And I told my mom that, and she's like, yeah, I think you just need to, like, do some breathing exercises. I was like, you're right. But I've been, like, so nervous for him to text me back. He texted me back, like, 25 minutes ago, and was like, hey, like, no worries, I checked on it, like, it got sent in 2 separate parts, it'll be there in, like, a couple days. Okay. I was like, so I didn't, like, get my work computer like stolen off my porch or something. Like we have a lot of mail problems, and I live in a townhouse. Like there's like a lot of mail mix-ups, and my neighbor's super cool. She always like brings over a stack of mail. I always bring over her mail, and like we do a good job. It's all okay. It's all slay. But like I was worried, like what if someone took my package and it's my work computer? But then I'm like, why would they take just one? I don't know. I hate to admit this. I'm afraid I typically fear the worst about things. And it is my bad. It's 1000% my bad. There was just a very loud noise, so I had to stop my little recording. But we are getting into some of the amenities I have in my little farmland. It's very, very zoomy, so I know it might be exhausting to watch, and I do apologize for that. But no worries, we're going to do our live tour at the end like we always do. But as you can see, we're just finishing up some of the balconies. My big thing with this house is because it was taking me so long and it was so big, there was quite a lot of inside, outside, inside, outside. Like I would just get bored of working on one part and I would want to do something else. I'm doing this little trellis trick I saw on Simstagram from a couple other creators. I want to say I saw like Haley Sims do it in a video and I really liked it, and I like fiddled around with doing more of it, but I ended up cutting it. But all in all, this house comes together really nice. I used a lot of the brand new Riviera Retreat patio stuff. I still don't know how I feel about the kit being $5. I do like the stuff, and I love the towel rack. I know that sounds like so lame, but like the towel rack and the drink tray are just absolutely fucking mind-blowing to me. I love them. I cherish them. But I don't know if I'd spend $5 for just patio furniture in The Sims 4. But it is nice. It's very, very nice, and it looks really nice with that pool. Those decals, again, I got this pool off the gallery. Those decals on the pool I'd never seen before. They're actually from City Living. They're like, I thought they looked pretty nice. I was like, gosh, don't be so cutesy. So cutesy wootsy, love it. Love it. We're just going through doing the balconies now, and then I think we still have to go back through and do the little sunroom attachment. And the reason I left that for last is because I genuinely didn't know what the heck to do with it. I was just like struggling. I was like, am I gonna make this just a greenhouse, because I used a greenhouse haven kit? Shocker, it ends up just being a greenhouse. But I did think about making it a formal dining room, but I felt like with the way the floor plan panned out, it just didn't really make any sense, because it's literally across the house from the kitchen. So you would have to walk through the kitchen, and then there is a form, like, it ends up being formal because off camera I decided I didn't like the open floor plan, so I ended up closing it off a little bit and putting some columns and archways in to just make it a little bit more of a defined space. So you essentially already have a formal dining room, and I was like, why the frick would I have another formal dining room in a sunroom? And you just know it's hot in there. You know it is hot as hell. Any of my Florida girlies, they know my grandmother had a sunroom all grown up. My grandmother, this is super TMI, she used to get so hot, and the poor woman would sweat. And yeah, I don't think the last like 10 years that woman was alive she sat in that sunroom, because it was too freaking hot. It was disgusting. Now me, I used to sit and play the computer games in there, and I would go on like girlsgogames.com and play dress-up games, and just like have the time of my life. But as you can see, we're finishing some few last details heading into the barn here. This is when I decided to make it a an apartment, and I wanted it to really fit the storyline. So it's not the nicest apartment. I used a lot of the horse ranch stuff. There's this chair that reminds me so much of this chair my uncle had. My uncle trained racehorses, and in his office at the barn, he had a chair just like this, but it has like a cloth draped over it. And you're like, why? And it's like, it's a nice chair. I'm like, then why is it here? He's like, because I like it. And like, you can see Peach in the background. Peach, baby, what are you doing? She's being crazy. She's crazy girl. I love her. Be really sweet Peach. But yeah, we are just getting through the last little bit, the last few details. We're loving her. She's a beauty queen. And I know we zoomed around through this entire like ordeal quite a bit, so don't worry. We are going to jump in game for a live tour so you can see all those little details, all the little parts of the whole that make this thing beautiful. I'm really happy with how. Alright team, we have made it in for our final little build, and from the gallery she's on this huge hound's head lot. This is not her name on the gallery. I'm just going to change it really quick because we need some originality. She costs a whopping 254,000 simoleons, but look how big the lot looks. I'm really impressed with how it filled up on the lot overall, and I'm just really excited to show you guys. Alright team, we've made it. We're here for the gorgeous, gorgeous girl that is this build, and I just want to show you the bird's eye from the top so you can see like the amount of terrain paint in this freaking build is astronomical, and that's my best piece of advice for anyone who wants to tackle a super huge lot. Terrain paint, terrain paint, terrain paint. But let's turn our grid off, and overall this is the house. She is beautiful. I used some debug trucks from Cottage Living, and this debug boat and trailer are actually, the trailer I believe is base game, but the boat is from debug growing together. But this is the overall house, and I love it. Over here you can see we have our big play pasture, our training pasture, and then our barn. Then we have this little side area with like some more grass, and I would love to put like a chicken coop there, but again, wasn't matching the vibes. We have like a little bump out on the barn for our barn goer apartment. Let's actually start here because I think I lost that footage in translation, but it's just a 1 bed, 1 bath. And I tried to make it seem like this is very makeshift. Like whoever lives here is like, no, I'm just here for the horses and I live a simple life. And I got to use this new mini fridge that we got as part of like that little free EA event, which is fun. And this is the chair I was talking about. My uncle, I swear to God, had a chair just like this in his office, like his whole life, except it had a quilt over it instead of like, I guess like a sheet or tarp. Then you come in here, there's like some nectar making supplies, and we have 4 spots for horses. And then I put this little lunchtime area in here for like, maybe they like to do like riding camps out of their house, maybe they have more than one farmhand, I don't know, but like loving this, thought it was so cute. We have a huge garden, and I use this little debug, I don't know what this is, to be completely honest with you. Maybe a grain shed, I don't know, I'm just a girl. But you could definitely fill this up and make a total killing off of this garden to finance this thing. Then we have a cute little like sandbox area and a pond with a cute little like hidden fireplace kind of thing. I used a lot of debug landscaping, a lot of debug objects, just to make this thing feel overall like way more lived in. Here's our round pool that I stole off the gallery. I'm not sorry. I would not have done this good of a job. This is perfect, and I didn't have the patience. Look at how much landscaping I did, okay? I get to steal a pool. I did, okay? And I admitted to it. I'm honest. Then over here, we have this other little area, which is just a gym, kind of basic, but like, these are rich people. They have to have a private gym. But you could definitely turn this into additional housing if you wanted. But again, this is a really huge property, and the house doesn't look as big as it is from the outside, but it totally is. So you come in, you have this really cute little entryway, and I have really been working on making like more closed off floor plans, smaller houses, because it just looks better in The Sims, in my personal opinion. I know like in real life you just love like open concept, open flooring. Me too, girl. Not for The Sims though. So you come in and you have 2 ways to go. I used a lot of this painting. It has like a bunch of really pretty swatches. I used it all over the house. This is from Cats and Dogs. Used a lot of cats and dogs. But let's go this way. So you have like this little hallway. Cutie. It has no purpose. And then you have this beautiful little floor-to-ceiling bookshelf action for the office, and I love it. This could also definitely be an additional bedroom and probably a bathroom if you like extended this wall out and did like a bump out so you have a more interesting room shape. But I wanted them to have a formal office. But it could definitely be another bedroom. This is our formal dining area that I told you guys about. Lots of archways and whatnot. I freaking love these chairs from the Horse Ranch pack, and they paired so beautifully with this table from Cottage Living, or Cats and Dogs, I apologize. I was going for nautical moms in here. Very nautical throughout the house. Then in here we have our kitchen, which is honestly my dream. Like, it's freaking huge. And I like the way these blue Parenthood appliances paired with this Home Chef Hustle Kit wallpaper. Loved it. And I use these cute little curtains from the new Bistro Kit because I just thought they matched the vibe. The color's a little bit off, but we're going for nautical. We're going for blue. Then over here, I imagine we have what I would consider to be like a grandparent suite. They have their own little like exit into the porch or whatnot, and then a little hall bathroom. All my bathrooms look the same, sorry. Then you come in here to our very grand living room. I was dying to have a piano in here. Part of me feels like the living room is like too empty, but I was really struggling with what else to put. There's obviously more books, little sitting area for grandma to do her knitting and her reading, and again, more boats. Very nautical farm. Then I also thought we could have a little space for grandma and her grandkids. Maybe they love to garden together, and like they are the science mastermind for this whole field. Like they're the ones who like rotate the crops, who know how to fertilize. They're doing the Lord's work. They're doing the science behind the gardening. Then you come upstairs and we have a cute little hallway, nothing too special. Again, very nautical, very horse, very quintessential. We have one young lady's room right here, and it's very childlike and cute, and I just love this wallpaper. It's base game. It's one of my favorites in the whole game, this blue swatch and the pink swatch. I use in my nurseries all the time. But it's giving young horse girl. It's giving farm girly. Then over here we have a primary bedroom and a primary bathroom. And I went for a little bit more like yellow rustic theme because I still wanted this to feel like a ranch, although we were going for like bougie old money. I wasn't going for like cold. I wanted warm, filled with like energy, like sunsets and waves and horses. Not like, I don't know, not cold, not modern. We were not going for modern. Again, we have a little hall bath right here, double sinks. This is a nice sized bathroom. And then we have a teenage girl's room. And I love this freaking wallpaper from Paranormal Stuff. One of the best wallpapers in the game. All the swatches are an absolute slay. No one can convince me different. And she has a balcony, and I just know she sneaks off this thing. Like, I know she's sneaking boys in her room. She's sneaking out to parties. She's living on the wild side, if you will. But all in all, that is the entire property. And then what I liked about this lot is you essentially have beach access. So I pretended like this all belongs to them. This is all private beach that you see, and I love her. I think she's gorgeous. And we're going to put her on the gallery right now. Coastal, oops. We're just going to call it a coastal ranch because I have too much shame to spell right, apparently. Coastal ranch. To name it anything more exciting, but it's on my gallery. My gallery, as always, is in the description box down below, but we've come to the end of our video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a little thumbs up, you know, like a little external validation myself. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. You see all the fun builds we have coming up, and I promise I'll do a more limited pack build very shortly. With that being said, don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.